Thank you, Anna, and thank you to the organizers for the opportunity to be here. It's a pleasure to be here in Oulu, a city that is known for its wonderful IT and the wonderful history its university has in that area, and for its ice hockey, has got to be a good place to be in the morning. So I'm here today to talk with you about how we can work together to extend the benefits of the internet to the 60% of the world's population that doesn't have internet access today. Everyone in this room can speak to the enormous economic as well as social benefits of access to the internet for nations and for individuals. According to the World Bank, for every 10% increase in a country's internet penetration, its total economic growth expands by 1 to 2%. One recent European study states that tripling mobile broadband penetration rates across the developing world would provide a return of as much as $17 for every $1 spent. But the internet can only be an engine for inclusive growth if it's available, accessible, and affordable for everyone. With only 5% of people in the least developed countries connected to the internet, it's plain we aren't there yet. One benefit to access is affordability. On average, American families spend 1 to 2% of their income on internet access, but a typical family in some countries has to pay 10% of family income for entry-level broadband and roughly 4 times that much for fixed broadband. To address this, the United States helped create the Alliance for Affordable Internet in 2013. This broad coalition draws on expertise from governments, the private sector, and civil society to assist policymakers in expanding access while keeping prices low. With more than 70 members, some of them here today, the Alliance is the world's broadest technology sector coalition, and its statistics-based work is making a difference around the globe. But of course, for some of the least developed nations, and in particular for remote and isolated communities, the problem isn't the high cost of service, but the lack of infrastructure on which service could be provided. This includes a lack of fiber broadband and of infrastructure to support mobile internet covered and network access. This state of affairs is at odds with today's reality, which is that internet connectivity is as fundamental to economic development as roads, ports, electricity, and other fundamental infrastructure. It was to address just this issue that Undersecretary of State Catherine Novelli, speaking yesterday at the UN General Assembly, announced a new initiative led by the Department of State called Global Connect. This initiative seeks to bring 1.5 billion people who lack internet access online by 2020. We will partner with other governments, the governments of highly connected countries whose expertise we can list, and of course recipient nations. We'll work with private industry, which has created innovative solutions to connect people in remote areas. And of course, civil society and the academic world will be critically important to this initiative. As a first step, U.S. development agencies will make internet access a top priority in their work around the world. We'll urge international development banks to recognize the internet as an essential element of every country's infrastructure, as the World Bank has already done. Several U.S. development organizations have already announced significant initiatives to expand broadband access. The Overseas Private Investment Corporation, OPIC, has taken important steps to open new markets to internet connectivity and its benefits. OPIC recently announced that it will provide up to $250 million in financing for the development of a network of 2,500 telecommunications towers across Burma. In 2011, only 3% of Burma's 50 million residents had access to mobile phones. With OPIC's financial support, a local company named Apollo Towers expects to create the infrastructure to enable 75% of Burma's people to have mobile access by 2016. OPIC is making similar efforts in Kenya. It's financing a local provider of solar-powered wireless internet so millions of rural Kenyans will have digital connectivity for the first time. USAID and the Millennium Challenge Corporation have also affirmed their commitments to extend connectivity through development assistance. We're pleased with the support for Global Connect we've had from U.S. and international technology companies, as well as from other governments, including endorsements by Jim King of the World Bank, the presidents of Estonia and of Tanzania, and 10 major tech companies and members of global civil society. We would welcome your support and your thoughts about how to move this ball forward. Please reach out to me or one of my State Department colleagues, not here, but back in Washington or in the embassies, if you'd like to help. We all agree that no country should be left out of the information age. Technology is advancing, even as we speak here today. Going forward, our job is to ensure that this transformative technology is more widely accessible to everyone on Earth. We look forward to working with all of you to connect the next 1.5 billion people. Thank you.